Well, it is a glorious morning here in the studio of Rapid TV, where we continue with sport on Rapid Dawn, and I am Ijoma Victor. We'll begin with athletics this morning, where Nigerians Tobi Amosun began her 2026 outdoor season on a promising note, finishing second in the women's 200 meters at the Velocity Fest in Jamaica. The world record holder in the 100 meters hurdles clocked a season's best of 23.25 seconds, placing behind Jamaicans Elaine Thompson, who won the race in a time of 22.61 seconds. Accra's Neget came third with a time of 23.35 seconds. Now, although the event was not her primary discipline, Amosu's performance offered an early glimpse of her fitness and speed as she built towards a busy season on the global circuit. The 28-year-old has often used sprint races to sharpen her form ahead of the major hurdles competition. Now, this is not Amosu's first cutting at the Velocity Fest. At the 2025 edition of the meet, she impressed by winning the women's 100 meters final, underlining her versatility across sprinting event. Her return to Jamaica this year continues the trend as she gradually works her way back into competitions from 2026. Now for 2026, Amosu has a busy calendar, including her confirmed participation at the Prefontaine Classic in Eugene, Oregon, on 4th of July. The race, a part of the Diamond League circuit, will mark one of her first major hurdle events of the season. Now, Eugene's hold a special significance in Amosu's career. Now, it was at Hayward's Field during the 2022 World Athletics Championship that she delivered a historic performance, setting the current world record of 12.12 seconds before going on to win gold, becoming the first Nigerian and first African to claim the women's 100 meters hurdles world title. Now, she returned to the venues in 2023 to win the Diamond League final, further cementing her dominance in the event. So we say big congratulations to Amosu, despite not her thing. Yes, winning, probably running the 200 meters, but at least she came second, kickstarting her event for 2026. Now, still with athletics, Nigerian's shot put star Chukwuebuka Enekweche now delivered a determined performance at the World Indoor Championship, finishing 11th in the men's shot put event. Enekweche's recorded a best throw of 20.04 meters, placing him 11th out of 17 competitors in a highly competitive field. Although the result may fall short of his expectations, the Nigerian international once again demonstrated, what we call resilience and, consistency on the global stage, continuing to elevate the country's profile in shot put event. Notably, Enekweche was the only Nigerian athlete in action at the championship in Poland, underlining his significance as a leading figure in the nation's field event. Now, despite missing out on the top finish, his participation and performance remains a testament to his dedication and his role in putting Nigeria firmly on the map in international athletics. So big congratulations, finishing 11th out of 17. Well, I think it's going to be an improvement because a lot of events will go down for Chukwuebuka later in the year. And we head straight to football, where the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be hoping, to participate in a friendly against Iran and Jordan. But let's tell you that Iran will be without two influential players when they take on Nigeria's Super Eagles in a rescheduled international friendly on Friday in Turkey, dealing a blow to their preparations ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, forward Sardar Azmoun has been expelled from the national team after sharing a photo of him shaking hands with Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Hakikum. at the time of heightened political tensions between Iran and several Gulf nations. Now, reports suggest that authorities have moved to seize assets belonging to Asmon, as well as UAE-based forward Mehdi Goyidi and former international in the person of Suresh Rafiels, further underscoring the gravity of the situation. Now, Asmon, 31 years of age, is one of Iran's most prolific forward with 57 goals in 91 international appearances. He currently plays for Shabab Al-Ahli and has previously featured for European clubs, including Zenit St. Petersburg, Bayern Leverkusen, and AS Roma. Despite the off-field development, Iran are set to proceed with their scheduled friendlies against the Super Eagles of Nigeria on Friday and Costa Rica 4 days later in Attaya, Turkey, as part of their build-up for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. However, the absence of key personnel is expected to, significantly weaken the squad, raising concern about the team's, competitiveness and readiness ahead of the upcoming fixtures. And to the camp of the Super Eagles, two assistant coaches of Nigeria's senior national team, the Super Eagles, Daniel Ogumodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu, are expected to arrive in Turkey on Monday, March 23rd, 2026. That's today, ahead of the team's upcoming international friendly against Iran and Jordan. Now, the fixtures form part of preparations for future competitive engagement, with both coaches retain their roles in the national team setup, despite ongoing internal evaluations. However, their positions have recently come under increased scrutiny from the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) technical department, public technical committee. Also, now concerns have been raised over the depth of experience within the current backroom staff, particularly regarding the ability to step into the role of head coach. Let's also tell you that a senior official within the federation, speaking on the condition of anonymity, probably indicated that the committee is considering the inclusion of more experienced national coaches, that's talking about local coaches, to strengthen the technical crew alongside head coach Eric Chell, existing assistant. Now, the NFF Technical Committee is expected to meet with Chell in coming weeks to deliberate on possible adjustment to the coaching structure. Now, Ogumodede, who recently earned a UEFA B coaching license in Scotland, enjoyed her historic achievement with Remo Stars, guiding the club to its first Nigerian Premier Football League NPFL title in the 2024-2025 season. However, the club has struggled in the current campaign, leading to the appointment of former Super Eagles assistant coach Osman Abdallah as head coach. Meanwhile, Fidelis Ilechukwu continues his impressive domestic form with Enugu Rangers, emerging as a strong contender for the league title this season. Now to the NPFL match day 31 of the Nigerian Premier Football League (NPFL) continued on Sunday with several decisive fixtures across the country as home side secured a crucial result. The Flying Antelopes Rangers International also recorded a comfortable 2-0 victory over El Kaneme Warriors, with Godwin Obaje netting both goals in a commanding performance at the Muhammadu Dikko Stadium. Shooting Stars put up a spirited performance, but were left disappointed after conceding in the 65th minute. Elijah struck the decisive goal, probably struck a decisive goal to hand the host a narrow win. Now in Ikene, Remo Stars produced an impressive display to defeat Kwara United 3-1. Ibrahim Yaya opened scoring in the 34th minute before Ahmed Akinyele doubled the lead 4 minutes later. Kwara United responded through Hadi Haruna in the 70th minute, but Victor Mbaoma sealed the win for Remo Stars just 3 minutes later. Now, Kano Pillars secured a 2-0 win against Eyimba International. Now, it was Chidozie Okorie that gave the home side an early lead in the 11th minute, while veteran forward Ahmed Musa added the second goal later in the game. Now, in one of the most entertaining fixtures of the day, Kun Khalifa and Ikorodu City played out a 2-2 draw. Joseph Arumala equalized for Ikorodu City in the 24th minute before Temi Tokpe Folarin put the visitors ahead. However, Uche Chukwu Onoa salvaged a point for the host with a stoppage time equalizer. Plateau United edged Bayelsa United by a single goal courtesy of Farouk Umo striker in the 50th minute. Meanwhile, in Osoro, Warri Wolves were held to a goalless draw by Insurance of Benin, as both sides failed to find a breakthrough despite several attempts. Now, the result further tightened the race across the league table as a team continued their push for continental sport and survival. Now, up next today will be the game between Nasarawa United and Rivers United. Now, Rivers United are now trailing. Yes, they are trailing. I repeat again, they are trailing the Flying Antelopes. They are second on the log. Meanwhile, Abia Warriors will take on Niger Tornadoes later this evening in the Monday night football. Now we look at the standings of the NPFL. Yes, we'll take a look at that one. Looking at the standing, Rangers International are now sitting on top of the table with 54 points, 2 points clear of Rivers United, and Rivers United still have a game to play. Now, in the last 5 games for Rivers United, they've won only twice, and they lost 3 of that game consecutively. Now, we were thinking that after being eliminated from the CAF Champions League, they will focus on the league game, but it's now a different thing entirely because Fidelis Ilechukwu, yes, we talked about him, an assistant coach with the Super Eagles, and really pushing for Rangers to clinch a trophy. Now, the last time Rangers won the trophy was some years back, about 5, 6, 7 years ago, under Imama Amapakabo. Meanwhile, we head straight to England. The first major domestic trophy of the season, yes, went to Manchester City after a dominant 2-0 win against Arsenal in the English League Cup Final on Sunday. Now, it may not be the last because Manchester-born Nico Orielli, who completed 21 years on Saturday, sealed victory for both goals in the second half at the Wembley Stadium. Now, the win could also have delivered a psychological blow in the race for the Premier League title as Pep Guardiola aims to chase down Arsenal, 9-point lead at the top of the standings. Now, this was a serial trophy winner, Guardiola, flexing his muscle. It was his 16th major trophy as City's manager and a record 5th League Cup. Now, he has won 34 career titles as a manager, including his time at Barcelona and Bayern Munich. And once again, he was stamping out Arsenal's manager Mikel Arteta, his own ambitions, having twice beaten his former assistant to the League Cup title in recent years. Now, Arsenal remains a favourite to be crowned league champions this season for the first time since 2004, giving it a big lead. But the second place City having a game in hand, and the teams still to play each other in the talking about the game at the Etihad Stadium. Let's take that interview of Pep Guardiola.
What can I say? Always when we win a trophy is important, but especially it was special because we had a tough 2 weeks, and especially against opponent. So it's the strongest one. What I've done in the Champions League is so difficult, and the way, especially the second half. In the first as well, the first 15 minutes they suffocate us. We could not breathe. And after that, when we won some second balls and we started to play, and especially Jeremy in the second half and Ryan. So I'm really pleased because I know against the opponent we face, Mikel create a team like is almost unbeatable, and especially the way we that make us happy, and of course bring the fifth Carabao Cup in 10 years is not bad.
You are the manager who's won it the most, 5 times. Of course, each one has a different story, but what is special about this one?
Every time you win a title, it looks like more difficult than it was in the past. Now win a title is really complicated for many reasons, for the amount of games, for the amount of consistency you have, for the quality of the opponents, and that's why it's over time. I said, last time we won one title, I don't remember which one, I said, oh, maybe it's so difficult. It doesn't matter which one, and especially the guys, the team behave unbelievable.
What is hardest, Pep? Is it to win so many titles in a row with pretty much the same team and just keep winning, or is it to rebuild little by little and go back to winning?
Yeah, when you start to win and still the generation is young and still they are there, you can continue that. But we bring a lot of players that are still, because it's not about what we have to do. I need to know them. So I need to know how they behave in certain moments in that way, the connection displaying this player. And today in the modern football, and you lose games, you are no chance because everyone is so competitive and difficult. And I think will be a good learning for the future, that team. And hopefully next season we can do better.
Okay, Pep Guardiola, master of its kind, 5 EPL trophy back to back. And as for Mikel Arteta, what really happened yesterday, it was not the Arsenal we know. It was not the Arsenal that, play games. Something was off completely that no one can even place. But meanwhile, let's take that interview of Mikel Arteta. Well, for Mikel Arteta, he will still play that same goalkeeper if time really permits.
A big disappointment. How raw does it feel right now?
Yeah, it's painful when you get to a final and you have that will to win the first trophy of the season after 8 months working on it is always tough. The game had moments in the first half. I think we were very good. We had the best chance of the game so far to put it 1-0, and then the game would have been different. In the second half, we started not so great, and the first 15-20 minutes we have problems sitting too deep and then giving the ball away straight away too many occasions. But the reality is that they had 2 shots and they scored 2 goals, and that's the level as well. There are 2 different halves. I think the first half, one that is very positive, and the second half in every sense, and the second half, especially the first 20-25 minutes, a different one. But as well, you have to give credit to the position and the level that they have, and that's not a coincidence. That's what they've done in the last 10 years. We were imprecise on time. We had the opportunities to break them through. We give the ball away. When we regained the ball, we gave it straight back, and then they had momentum in deep, which they're going to do at times because, as I said, they are really good on that. And then, without really creating nothing, they scored the first goal out of nothing, and 3 minutes later, the second one.
But any regrets about the choice of goalkeeper? That will be the headline from that.
I would do it. I would do it again because he deserves to play this game, and he's been phenomenal for us, and that's it. Errors are part of football, and anybody can make them. I don't think, because if not, I think we would have seen it in the first half, and that didn't happen.
Yeah. Last question then. How important to stay calm in this moment? You've still got potentially a huge, magical season ahead of you. And I remember after Wolves, and I remember after Man United, you stayed calm, you kept the team sort of on message. Is it another important moment for calm heads?
We had great, incredible, 8 incredible months together. Today is a disappointment. Football is part of that, and then we have to work and improve and use that fire that we have in the belly right now to have 2 amazing months at the end of the season.
Arsenal fans, take heart. Errors are part of the game. These are the words of Mikel Arteta. He will play Arrizabalaga over and over again. He deserves to be part of the team on the field of play. Also, Mikel Arteta. Well, the chase still continues. We were thinking it's going to be 4. Now 1 is out. So Arsenal will now focus on the UEFA Champions League. They will also focus on the quarterfinal fixtures, talking about the FA Cup and also the battle for the crown in England. And this is where we'll put a stop on Rapid Sport Highlight this beautiful Monday morning, the 23rd day in the month of March 2026. On the flip side of 9 a.m., it will be the big conversation. You don't want to miss that one. Mata and Victor Ake. Well, I am Ijoma Victor. Do you have yourself a beautiful Monday ahead? Good morning.